Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode here on the Heron podcast. My name is Matt, your host. I'm a season ticket member since 2020, former Inter Miami employee and volunteer photographer, sports journalist, all of the above, here to bring you the latest news and analysis for the Herons in South Florida. Today we're going over more Leagues Cup action. That's pretty much what we're going to be going over for the rest of the month because that's how long Leagues Cup lasts. And yeah, we're going to talk about the upcoming game, the round of 32 game against Toronto. We're going to talk a little bit about Messi, some squad updates. We'll talk a little bit about news, and then we'll kind of wrap it up. This shouldn't be too long of an episode because we did play Toronto not that long ago, so we already have an idea of what their team is about. So I don't want to repeat anything, but I'll still talk about the team, our last performance against Tigres, and what we should be doing and what we should expect in tomorrow night at Shea Stadium, coming back at home to play in front of our fans, in front of La Familia. So without further ado, um, we'll get. I mean, like before we get started with everything talking about Inter Miami and stuff, I do want to give a quick shout out to Los Pibes Inter Miami 2. They just finished playing their game a couple minutes ago. They were playing a team in Carolina in the MLS Next Pro. They won 5-0, which is insane. And yeah, no, big shout out to them. They had a great start to their season in the MLS Next Pro League, and then they did have like a rough, kind of patch in the middle, but they ended up, they ended up bringing it back, and now they're slowly starting to, not slowly, but they've been playing a lot better. This is their third win in a row. Oh no, it was 5-1. Excuse me, 5-1, not 5-0. It was 5-0 for like a pretty brief period of time. I think they scored it. Yeah, they scored. It was an own goal. Carolina scored an own goal. Or excuse me, Inter Miami CF scored an own goal in the 90 plus 1 minute. It was Sesak, our right back. Um, Unfortunately, we could have kept a clean sheet there, but it is what it is. A 5-1 win is a great win, a third a game in a row, um, resulting in 3 points, which is great. And now we're going to be coming back at home to play Atlanta United 2, and that's on Sunday, August 18th. So yeah, no, great job to Los Pibes. Shout out to all of those guys for getting back-to-back wins. Flores, Sunderland, Carmichael, those guys that play in the first team, they contributed to scoring tonight. And yeah, so hopefully they can continue this run, and look forward to finishing off the season strong. But anyways, just wanted to shout out them. Now, let's get into Inter Miami, right? So, um, playing around 32 against Toronto. This is a very, very familiar opponent. I personally was hoping that we would play Toronto, and the reason why I say that is because of the fact that they are a familiar opponent. We've played them plenty of times before. We're pretty dominant over Toronto in general, just overall head to head, and we beat them 3-1 very recently in the MLS regular season. I went to that game. Very, very good game for us. And yeah, and so I think that, and that's the reason why I wanted to face Toronto. It's a familiar opponent. We know how to play against them. We know what to expect compared to a team like Pachuca, who we are maybe not too familiar about. And yeah, I think Toronto is just a better opponent, honestly, in order to get to the next round. So this is a winnable game, a winnable opponent, and we have essentially a full strength team. Like we have Ben back. I mean, like now I'll jump straight into just the squad availability. I've posted about it on YouTube. I've posted about it on Discord, on Twitter, on all my social media platforms. The availability update for our squad. We have Ben Karamashki back, and we have Diego Gomez back. Yo, it's Lionel. Welcome to the chat, bro. Welcome to the stream, to the episode. I'm glad to have you here. And yeah, so we have two key midfielders back, right? Well, and you can call it Gomez an attacker because he does play the left wing. Now, how do I say this? We needed these guys. Like, let's be honest here. Like, so our midfield has been pretty. How should I say? We've been doing very well in form wise. If we talk about form, we've been doing really well. There are certain things that we have been lacking, right? I mean, like we had that 6-1 loss against Cincinnati. But against Puebla, we could have done better, but it's okay. Against Chicago, we've won. I think I have not been liking the combination with Matias Rojas and with Redondo even. Redondo has been kind of in and out, but he's still a good player. I haven't been liking Aviles. I think the implementation of Gomez, Cremachi, and having Yannick Bright as our CDM is a great midfield. Gomez, Bright, and Cremachi in the midfield with even Taylor Suarez and Gressel up top. Suarez is back in the team. Um, I think it's a great lineup. It's a great team to go ahead against this Toronto side. This is a team that could do damage. This is a team that we should be winning this game easily, right? Like and there's not like I'm trying to formulate this in a way where I'm not repeating myself in previous streams because we've already talked about a lot of the things about Toronto, right? Toronto have always been um they've been doing a lot better this season. I mean, like they're not one of the best teams in the MLS. They've definitely had, very shaky, especially I think it was last season. They were very shaky because of, everything that's been going on behind the scenes. I think last season if I remember correctly, they were one of the worst teams, if not the worst team in the MLS. And that's because of structure. That's because of the players like Benedetti. And there was like drama between Benedetti and Insigne. And so I think that is still going on, but they've been playing a lot better on the field. And even though it's not to what the Toronto fans kind of want to be at, it's still something, right? So right now they're currently eighth place in the MLS Eastern Conference standings. They're 9-3-14. They're not doing well at all, right? But I think in the mid, I think like for sure we should be winning this midfield battle, which is going to define the game because even though they have Insigne, Osorio, even with Benedetti, and even Longstaff in the midfield, with a good goalkeeper like Sean Johnson, um, when you take a look at Bright, when you take a look at Gressel, when you take a look at Benja Gomez, we're just a lot better. We have the attacking threat of Suarez up top, even in our defense. Now that we have Martinez, and I think Busi's going to be that other center back with Ian Frey, Jordi Alba, guys. Like, what if nothing else but a loss here? Um, like we can't expect anything but a win. You know what I'm trying to say? I feel like sometimes the midfield is unbalanced. Yeah, because like we don't. I mean, I think as of recently, it's been because of the fact that we haven't had players like Gomez and Cremachi. I think with players like Cremachi and Gomez in the midfield, we've been pretty solid. And that's because we would play Gomez, Cremachi, and then Busi. Um, ever since Gomez and Cremachi went away to the Olympic team, we've been it's just been inconsistent all around, both in midfield, defensively. That's because we would try to drop Busi into the center back position. We would give Bright that role, which has been really helping us. But then I don't know, attacking wise, I don't think it's been amazing when it comes to playing players like Matias Rojas, um, who's been pretty inconsistent. But I don't know. That's just in my opinion, right? Because when you really think about it, against a Tigres team, like we had Matias Rojas, Bright, and Redondo. I wasn't highly rating the Redondo and the Redondo and Matias Rojas like midfield. I wasn't rocking it. I wasn't rocking it. I mean, like that we didn't play good. We didn't play good that game, but regardless, like I much rather have I'll be a lot safer knowing that Gomez and Benja are running that midfield with Bright. I think it's a lot better. Those are two great attacking options going up top. Benja is an engine getting up and down the field like that. Gressel playing the position that he's been playing since Messi left. It will really help that right hand side. I think it's going to be absolutely dominant. If Taylor can get on his game, um, and then like if Taylor can get on his game with Gomez and Jordi Alba running that left hand side, we're very dominant on the flanks. Like we could be really strong going down the wings. It's going to be a problem. So yeah, what's up, number 10? I appreciate you being here. Thank you for coming out. So yeah, I mean, like, yeah, no, like I said, there's not really much to talk about. I would love to get some input on what you guys think about Toronto. What do you guys expect? from this upcoming game. Um, in terms of an update for Messi, I did see on Twitter. I posted it in like the Discord on. I reposted it somewhere. But Messi is out of his boot. I mean, it's been said that he's been out of his boot for a couple of days now, but now he's back to training. He's doing like ankle training, um, and so he should be getting back. He should be training regularly pretty soon, like within like maybe a week or two. May I want to say 2 weeks at the most, getting back to regular training, and then we'll probably see him back with the team either at the end of the month or the beginning of September. So we'll see. Hopefully it goes very, very well for him in terms of, his making his return back to the team. Joe Rocco, what's up? Should be an easy win for Miami. And yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like it dude, like honestly, anything but a win is gonna be very disappointing, even if we go into a tie and then go into overtime and things like that, because it's one leg. It's one leg, and whoever goes through is through, is from what I know, right? And so this should easily be like a 3-1 win, right? Like with all due respect to Toronto. I'm not saying that this is gonna be. I mean, like Toronto will most likely put up a fight. I think that this is a team that is going to want to win, or get as far as they can into Leagues Cup. This is a team that has no real contention in the MLS regular season. They have no contention to winning MLS Cup or winning Supporter Shield or anything like that. So they're gonna try to want to push for some sort of run in the Leagues Cup. So we probably will see them play as hard as they can. We have Ace Leonel. I want Ian to start, but Tata wants Shado. Yeah. So I think everybody and their mother wants Ian Frey to start. I think he is the best option at right back, right? He's the best option at right back. He's a lot better than Shado going forward. This is all obvious things, right? Like everybody knows this. We all agree on it. It's just I understand why Tata doesn't want to play Ian because of his history with injuries. He doesn't want to risk Ian um getting another long-term injury, because he's had pretty much his entire career has been injuries. Like while he was with Inter Miami, like his entire career has just been him sitting on the bench, being injured, recovering, and things like that. So I understand Tata's concern, but at the same time, it's like, dude, like this guy's never gonna play if you're just gonna bench him. I understand, like play him for at least 45 minutes. Like just try. I don't know. But no, I think we can all agree that Ian Frey is the better option um, to play tomorrow night. But we'll see what happens. We have John Paul Terrazas. You should make a vid or do it on live since it's only up for one more hour of your own bracket challenge. I want to see how yours matches. I'm assuming you're talking about Leagues Cup. You want me to do a video of like the bracket of how I think the Leagues Cup bracket will do? Because honestly, yeah, I won't do it in this stream, but I could probably make a video about that. Thanks, man. Freakers, go. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Should be a good game and expecting a win tomorrow. Yeah, no, it's going to be a good game. I think Serrano is definitely going to bring their A game. Farias started training. Yes, so Farias has been training for quite a bit now. He's definitely been recovering really, really well. And he's been with the team. He's been seen at the training ground for a while. And I think he's starting to pick up some traction um by the media. So it was said that he should be out for the rest of this season. Maybe we might. I don't think like even if he does, or even if he is ready to play, I do, he if he is going to play for Miami at all this season, it has to be before playoffs, because we can't just throw in Facundo Farias just in a playoff game, even if it is off the bench, because that's just not fair. If he hasn't if he hasn't actually played a professional game in almost a year, um, it'll be unfair to him. Or I think it's about a year, so it'll be unfair to him. So hopefully, if he does make a return this season, which I highly doubt it, hopefully it's before the playoffs. Cheto is more experienced and plays knockout football more often. You know what? I agree. I agree about his experience, but at the same time, it's like at the same time, the on field performance says a lot about each of those players, right? Like Cheto, yes, he has the experience. He's played in South America. He knows what it's like to play in these types of situations. However, Ian Frey is just he has that mentality. Like he has that winner's mentality. He has um that mindset of being just a great player. Like he doesn't fall for pressure. He doesn't fold under pressure. He doesn't let it get to him. And what and that really helps him in these kinds of situations where it's like a go on or go home. So it's like a do or die game 7 type of situation. So that's why I say that Ian Frey is the better option both on paper and even like when it comes to mentally. When you talk mentally, I think he's a very strong player. League's Cup has been unpredictable in certain games. Yeah, it's been really unpredictable. We're just scratching the surface with this competition. It's supposed to be really exciting. And for those of you who have been actually following the competition throughout, it's been a real fun and real entertaining to watch. Radko says Tata needs to play Ian Frey for at least 30 minutes of the game. If not, he won't be able to maintain his form in a more important game. And I 100% agree. I think coming minutes is always very important, right? Fitness, sharpness, um, is always very important, especially in these types of situations where we're playing games almost back to back. Pretty like we're playing Saturday, then we're playing Wednesday, Saturday again. So, and especially, and even if it is like when we get like a week break, it's a long time. It's a long time of break as well. Like, so, you, and I think Ian Frey hasn't played like proper minutes. I mean, like in quite a while. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think it's been like 2 games since he's played like proper minutes. So hopefully we can see him at least play half an hour, like you said, Racco. But we'll have to see. Until Messi is in the team, Tata must be the coach. After Messi is no longer playing for Inter Miami, Tata has no clue how to read the game. And that's a pretty interesting take, honestly. I mean, it's an interesting take because I think everybody's been questioning Tata's decision making when it comes to tactics, substitutions, just overall his decisions on and off the field. And we've all been kind of questioning it. So do you think I don't know. I mean, I don't know what people's opinions are on Tata Martino still being the head coach, Tata in, Tata out. I mean, like the only reason why I feel like people should be supporting Tata right now for the rest, at least for the rest of this season, is that we're actually first place in the MLS standings and we can actually make a decent run in this cup. So we're like for as much as we maybe like complain or talk smack about how the team's doing. We're winning and we're doing this is the best season that Inter Miami's ever had in their history. So we'll see how that looks after Messi's gone or even in the next season. But as of right now, we got to be praising the team's performances. Um, and I guess that starts with Tata. Um, let's see. Great option at center back as well. He doesn't has a contract used to. He doesn't have he doesn't has a contract. We used his contact to get Rojas. I don't know what that comment is supposed to be. But no, if you're talking about Ian Frey being a good option at center back, yes. I mean, like I've been loving. The thing is, I would prefer him at the right back position because we lack depth in that role. Chelo is our only other option. We have Chelo, we have Ian Frey, and then after that, you can look to Noah Allen and you can look to Sesak on the B team and then Gressel, but he doesn't want to play Gressel at the right back position. So I would rather have Ian Frey at the right back role. The center back options, I've been liking Martinez and Busi in that center back pairing. I've been the biggest Aviles hater. I mean, if you guys are new, for those of you, this is the first time or second time or brand new to the show or to the channel. I've been the biggest Aviles hater since day one, guys. Like the biggest Aviles hater since day one. And those of you who have been here know that I have not been liking Aviles, and I think he is the reason why our defense fails and it like we get so exposed at the back as much as we do. I think that there is more control with Bushi being in that center back spot, even with Kritsov, with Martinez now, even with Sailor. Even with Sailor, I like Sailor as a backup option, as a rotational player. He doesn't do bad at all when he gets minutes and when he comes off the bench. He doesn't do bad. So, but yeah, I'm hoping for a Martinez Bushi partnership. in a game against Toronto, and I'm hoping for an Ian Frey at the right back spot. Do you know why Tata is standing the whole game, moving his hand and out players their own world opposite. It's crazy because from what I've seen, Tata, for when I go in person or from what I see on TV, Tata doesn't really instruct. Like he doesn't. He's not really constant. I mean, like he'll give some instructions, right? But he lets the players freely make their own decisions, and sometimes it works and sometimes it's not. I feel like with more experienced players like Busi and Suarez and Jordi, you don't really give them a lot of instruction. I think for the younger players like maybe Benja and for Bright, you would have to guide them and instruct them um to a certain way. So I don't know. Ooh, excuse me. So I think he's trying to find a middle ground there because he doesn't want to overwhelm them with instructions, but at the same time, he can't just stay quiet the whole time. But yeah, it's kind of weird because every time we look at him, he doesn't really say much. But I think he is trying to find that middle. But look, when he gave Kritzhoff 5 minutes, he gave up a goal. I know, yeah, I know. People have been giving Kritzhoff a lot of hate about that. And I have been a Kritzov hater in the past, saying that he's slow, saying that he is a liability in the back line, especially when we do play a high pressing game with a high line. But honestly, I think Kritzov is a great center back. He brings control to the team into that back line, and I don't think that people like yeah sure he should be held accountable for you know being responsible for conceding that goal, right? But I think at the end of the day, like that is gonna happen, like a mistake like that. Like it was kind of out of his control. Like the ball just so happened to land in front of a player. He did try to go and make an effort for that. Our defense completely fell asleep on that set piece. If you really look back at it, like Kritzov, yeah, made an attempt on the ball to try to clear it. It wasn't a good clearance, and then resulting being a goal. I don't want to completely like destroy Kritzov, but yes, it is unfortunate. But yeah, I've heard a lot of opinions about that substitution being made. I agree with most opinions out there saying that like you can't really make a substitution like that in the last 10 minutes of the game, especially when it's. I feel like Martinez and Kritzov are two completely different players, and so the adaptation of the style it really is going to take a minute. So I don't know. I think it's really difficult. I don't want to bash. I don't want to destroy him, right? I don't want to destroy Kritzov for that mistake, but at the same time, it was kind of his fault. Um, Ruiz played right back before, and that was the worst decision that we could have we've ever made ever. That was the worst decision, and I want to defend Data for that decision because we literally had no options at the right back role. I remember we played Ruiz, I think, twice. The first time, I don't think he did that bad at right back. The second time, he did horrendous. So I would prefer not to play Ruiz at that right back role. Um, yeah, no, please, absolutely not. I would do anything to prevent seeing that from happening. Ruiz has been definitely he's been outplayed by every player on this team. He like last season or even in the beginning of this season, he was the young prospect that we look towards to try to show something, to show that he'll do something. But Benja and Redondo and Bright have completely taken over, and so I don't even see Ruiz touching the field or even making a crazy, crazy impact. I know that he's come off the bench quite a few times, very, very few times, and he hasn't done anything since coming off the bench. But I don't know. It's very difficult for Ruiz. By the way, like speaking of Ruiz and all these younger guys, have you seen the Instagram posts? Like that, like Inter Miami posted like a reel on their Instagram, and it's Noah Allen, Bright, Cremachi, and Ruiz all doing like this very cringe and like very just like stupid like TikTok. And it's like, dude, stop trying to put content like that out on your social media and worry about fucking playing Toronto tomorrow night. I don't know. I thought that was very like cringe to watch, like seeing them do that. I mean, sure, it's funny, yeah, and I guess they're trying to appease to a younger audience. But yeah, no, I just saw that. I'm like, dude, like you got a game to play tomorrow. Ruiz, you barely touched the field. Like Noah Allen barely touches the field. They're over here laughing. It's like, bro, like focus up, like focus up on the game tomorrow. Um, Aviles plays good, or Aviles makes good tackles though. Defender, no, dude, like on the ball, he's not a good player. And yes, yes, he makes great tackles, but that doesn't make you a great center back. So when you're a great center back, you don't only just make tackles and play defense. You have to be good on the ball. You have to be good off the ball. Your composure, your decision making off ball is very, very important. Um, he gets really, really aggressive. Like he really pushes his limit playing that high line, and it really exposes us in the back because then he can't recover, and that completely exposes the space behind him. So that's why I don't like Aviles because he just doesn't fit. He just does not fit his the amount of risks that he takes in a game is absolutely ridiculous. And I don't know if he's ever been instructed to stop taking so many risks as much as he does because every time he risks it completely goes against us. Like it completely goes in the opponent's favor, and we end up either conceding or almost conceding. So yeah, a good defender or a great defender doesn't just mean you can make great tackles. Not saying that you're wrong, but like I just really wish Aviles was better on ball. But I mean both on and off ball. He can make a tackle short and clear the ball, yeah. But can you stay composed when you're being pressured by the attack? Can you make the right decision when the opponent is attacking you? Do you bite or do you recover? And I don't think he has that he has that intelligence or technical skill yet. Young players win battles, veterans win wars. Young players win battles, veterans win wars. Francisco, can you clarify on on what that's supposed to relate to? I mean, that's a good quote. I just don't know what it relates to. Maybe I'm just stupid. Um, Elmer saying supposedly Kristoff has the second most blocks in the league. Just leave him to park his single bus in the back and he'll be fine. No running for him is best. Kristoff is a good defender. They just have to know their roles. So Kristoff can't be playing like a stupidly suicidal high line. Kristoff has to be a stopper. Kristoff is a stopper. He could be a no nonsense center back. Bushi should be a ball playing center back. He should be a ball playing defender, playing the ball at his feet, distributing out wide, distributing to the midfield. And Kristoff, if he were to play, he has to be a no nonsense center back, or he has to be just like a stopper. He has to be the last guy. He can't be playing too high because he will get beat. Both him and Bushi will get beat by quick attackers, whether that's Osorio, whether that's Bernadeschi, whether that's Insignia, whoever's playing in that Toronto attack, they will get beat. So if they play too highly and if they play too risky, they are going to get beat and we are going to concede. Luckily with Toronto, um, I think they're one of the lowest scoring teams in the league. Yeah, to an extent. To an extent, they're one of the lowest scoring teams in the league. Um, so they can create a lot of opportunities, but when it comes to finishing, we're just a lot better. Like we score a lot more goals than them. Not saying they're bad. They're not saying they're bad up top. They've scored 34 goals so far in 26 games. But we've scored 56. Cincinnati scored 44, 47 for Columbus, 42 Red Bulls. So, 45 Philly. So they're definitely on the lower side. So maybe it won't be too much of a threat. I don't know. We'll see. Ibanez is in his own world. Don't know why he is not connecting with the team. He needs to mature a lot more and do his best to keep the defense solid. So yeah, I mean, unfortunately, he hasn't really hit the ground running with us. He is only 19, so I am. You'll obviously we want to give him as much like time, but at the same time, it's like with the amount of playing time that he has, you would like automatically assume or would want or would hope that he would adapt to the team by now. Yannick Bright has like he's been like when he emerged into the team, like when he bursted onto the scene, he fit right in and he completely adapted and now he's one of our not our go-tos, but he's one of our younger prospects and probably one of the stars on the team. He's become a star really quickly and become one of the fan favorites. With Aviles, he's been with us since the beginning of the season. The highest valued center back, the most expensive center back in the league in the MLS, and he does not play like it at all. And so either we got really scammed or or I don't know, or he just hasn't been given enough time. Hopefully, it's just the fact that he hasn't been given enough time. I I don't know how much time he would need. If he doesn't get his act together by next season, then we have to move him on. Even if it does mean losing money, we have to move him on. I don't want Aviles to play like this for another season. One season, sure, he could adapt. I mean, like, yeah, but I don't know. I don't know how much adaptation. Like, I don't know how long of a window that is. Like, there's only so much time that you can have. Um, because he's been with us since last. What was it? This is his first full season with the team. So he's been with us like maybe he played half the season last year, I want to say. So I don't know. Hopefully he can get his act together. He should have got his act together by now, but I don't know. Boosie, in a healthy lineup, won't be playing center back. He'll go in the midfield. So now that we're talking about that, let's shift over to a predicted lineup. Let's talk about what is the best lineup for tomorrow's game. John Paul Terraza is saying that Bushi belongs in the midfield in a full, healthy team. Now, who are you going to be playing at center back? Who are you going to be? Because we're not playing Aviles. We're not playing Aviles. Hell no. I would take Bushi over Aviles at the center back position any day. So if you're putting Bushi in the midfield and saying Aviles should be playing center back, I'm going to disagree with you with all due respect because Aviles has not been impressing me in the slightest since he's joined last season. In the slightest. For being the most expensive center back in the MLS. Because when you're the most expensive center back in MLS history, you have that expectation, you have that pressure. You have that pressure. And yes, he's 19 or he's what, 19, 20 years old. I understand he's young, but there's a standard now that we are the best team in the MLS this season. Playing as the best team in the MLS, you need to be playing at your best every time. Martinez has been doing really well, and he's been here for a really short time. Kritsov does good from time to time. Sailor does good when he plays off the bench. Aviles, I don't know. I don't know, dude. I can't remember the last time Aviles had a genuinely good game. Like, I honestly can't remember like the last time Aviles had a really good game. And if you can tell me and if you could tell me, I hold my hands up. But as like thinking right now, like thinking a month, 2 months, 3 months back, I can't think of a game where I was genuinely happy or surprised or impressed by Aviles' performance at the center back spot. Aviles and Martinez it's not what I would do. It's what Tata would do. I meant Tata prefers Aviles. Oh, 100%. Oh, 100%. Tata prefers Aviles all day. And I'm just saying, I understand that completely. I'm just saying that he's wrong. I'm just saying that I completely disagree with his opinion. Like with Tata's continuously choosing Aviles regardless of his performances on field. Um, I understand that he wants to give Aviles that time because they paid so much money for him because of his history playing in Argentina. You would think he would be a better player. If if I were to be in Tata's shoes, so okay, I'm gonna give you guys two lineups. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys two lineups. I'm gonna give you my lineup. I'm gonna give you my lineup the first. My lineup. This is the lineup that I think is gonna win us the game. Right? Like in my opinion, this lineup will win us the game. And I'm gonna show you. I made a whole graphic. I'm gonna show you right now. If I can actually pull it up. Let's see how this looks. if I could actually present it. Okay, I wish it looked a lot bigger. Sure, we're gonna do that. I don't know. Hopefully, you guys can see this well. But this is the graphic that I made. This is the graphic that I think this is probably our best lineup going into tomorrow's game. In my opinion, this is how I would line up the team. This is not how I think Tata would line it up. This is what I think. Personally, if I was Tata Martino, this is how I would line up the team with Drake Callender in goal, Jordi Alba, Martinez, Sergio, and Ian Frey as the back four. Sergio being the ball playing defender. We can have Martinez playing uh further back. Sergio Busquets pushing higher up the field to connect with the midfield. In the midfield, we have Redondo, Bright, and Benja. Now, in the midfield, there was a little bit of a toss up, right? A lot of you can disagree with me on this one. Redondo is like a hit or miss how he plays, right? It's a hit or miss. However, Robert Taylor hasn't been in the best form these last couple games. Okay. I don't know how many people agree with me, disagree with me. I understand that like Gomez, I personally prefer Gomez in that center mid spot, in that left center mid spot, but I think that Robert Taylor needs to get benched for a game. I think Robert Taylor needs to get benched for a game, and I think Gomez could be the guy to take his spot coming back from the Olympic team. So I think Redondo, Bright, and Benja is the best midfield. I love Benja and I love Bright. I think those are our two best center mids right now at the club outside of everybody else. Right? Like those are two young, good center mids that I think we have at the club. Bright being a more of an attacking an attacking midfielder, with Bright really being a solid CDM, that Italian stallion that he is. And for the front three, Gomez, Suarez, and Gressel. Gressel being the guy that he is, the most underrated, most underappreciated player in the entire club. Luis Suarez being back, him not traveling with the team to NRG because he wanted to rest him for this knockout game. And then Diego Gomez, I think, is going to should start. Not I think that they will, but I think he should start at the left wing position to give Robert Taylor a rest due to his form. John Paul says that I prefer Gomez in the center mid over Cremachi and put Taylor or Rojas in the winger position. And I think Benja needs to start. Like without a doubt, needs to start. I understand where you're coming from with Matias Rojas and with Taylor, obviously. I just wasn't impressed by Matias in the last game, especially. And I don't know, like I said, I think Taylor deserves to at least get benched for a game. I think he needs a little bit of a reset. So, and I think Gomez could be the player to help him with that reset. And whether he starts or whether he comes off the bench, I think Taylor needs to sit one out at some point. Whether that's today or this game or the next game, I feel like he has to sit one out. We have Elmer saying, "I think your lineup looks great, thank you, but I would switch Bright and Sergio." Okay. Um, Needs Sergio's playmaking magic conducting the midfield. Now I have thought about I'm looking at the midfield now, or I'm looking at the lineup now. I have considered putting Bright as a center back, but I don't think like that would happen unless something crazy happens. Um, it probably wouldn't be a bad shout because of how defensive minded Bright is. But I don't know. I think the reason what I mean, like, I think regardless, it doesn't matter where you put Sergio because I think he's gonna get involved in the midfield and the playmaking anyways. Him being like playing like a libero or like playing like as an anchor, like it's all gonna really depend, right? Because if Sergio, if let's just say in game, like while they're playing in the match, Sergio and Bright switch. Benja's gonna be up the field. Redondo's probably gonna be there for support, playing. I don't know if he's gonna be playing as like a box to box type of midfielder. I mean, like it'll work out regardless whether Sergio plays CDM or center back. I think them two are going to be rotating in and out. Sergio is definitely going to be getting involved with Bright and like I don't know if you guys can see my cursor. So like he would move maybe up here. They would play kind of like a double pivot, and they'll play maybe with five attacking players with the two center mids, and then the three center backs or the three defenders here with excuse me, with Jordi Alba and Frey here, and it's like a full fledged like attack because then the defense would look like Bright. Like this would be the midfield. The midfield would be these guys going on the attack and with Redondo pushing up here, with Benja pushing up here. If he wants to cut in, he makes the overlap. Because he's a righty, so he shouldn't be cutting in. But Benja makes those the lateral runs inside the box for Gressel to cut back like this, or even if he cross back post to either Suarez or Gomez, Redondo can make the run inside as well like this. Because Gomez is a lefty, so they'll be staying wide. I don't think they'll be cutting inside. So they should be staying wide with these two guys pushing in like this. That's how I think it would be. Kremashi can't hold possession to save his life. um, yeah, I think that's something he would have to improve on. Um, I think that's something he would have to improve on. But I think at the end of the day, there are other qualities in him that not shadows it, but I think are positives. I would say. I would like Benja to be a super sub. He gives the ball away too much. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, no, you guys are saying the truth. Um, I would then move Redondo to the right and then put Taylor as a right mid. You put Taylor as right mid or left mid? I think you meant to say left mid. So you're saying that Benja on the bench, move Redondo over here, Gomez down here, and then Taylor up here. I think that's what you're trying to say. Oh, left mid? Yeah. I think that's what you're trying to say. So yeah. That's honestly not a bad lineup either. Moving Redondo to the right side here. With Gomez here, Taylor up here. Honestly, not a bad shout. And I think it's also best not to start all of our best players, at least for the first 45 minutes, because we're going to get gassed. We're going to get gassed at some point in the second half. And I don't know what crazy. I don't think Toronto should have any crazy substitutions, but I don't know. Like off the bench, like seeing a Bench off the bench honestly wouldn't even be bad. Seeing somebody like seeing somebody like Robert Taylor off the bench would be bad. And Matias Rojas off the bench, even a Leo Alfonso, of course, off the bench isn't bad at all. So yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, I think this is probably the best lineup on paper that we can put out here. I definitely agree with moving Gomez back into the midfield. I think that is his best position, the left center mid spot. Keeping Taylor's left wing spot, putting Redondo on this right side. I 100% agree. So yeah, no, I think definitely that's a better alternative. I mean, like if we're talking about how Tata would line it up, Chelo would be here. Aviles and Martinez would probably start with I don't know with Calendar, Jordi. Benja would probably hit the bench with Bright, Gomez, and Redondo, maybe Bright Gomez Redondo. Um, Then with Robert Taylor, Suarez, and Gressel. The only thing that I'm not sure about is that if Tata would play Busi because he didn't play in the last game. I'm assuming that he was trying to rest him for this one. So if he does decide to play Sergio, he's going to be playing it in the center back position with Bright, Redondo, and Gomez in the midfield. So yeah. So yeah, I think that's how Tata would line it up. Jordi Alba, Martinez, Sergio, Chelo instead. Then in the midfield, it'd be Gomez, Bright, Redondo, Taylor, Suarez, Gressel. That's how I think Tata would line it up. And that's in my opinion. But anyway, now, before we wrap up the stream, I'm going to what are we predicting? What are we predicting for the final score for this game? I think we should be scoring heavy, man. Honestly, like I think we're almost guaranteed to win. So I don't know. I don't know what you guys think. This should be a win for us. Let me know what you guys let me know the scores. Your predictions for the scores tomorrow. I want to say personally I'm in between a 2-1 or a 3-1. I want to say 3-1. It should be a 3-1 win. We took a 3-1 win last time against Toronto. So I think 3-1 is the more desirable approach. Aviles did play, I guess, had a decent game against Toronto last time out. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know. I'm gonna stick with the 3-1 win. That's the same result that we had last time against Toronto. So I think I'm gonna predict the 3-1 win going into tomorrow night. John Paul says 4-1. I love the ambition, man. Love the ambition. 4-1. That's how we should be winning. Honestly, we should be winning 4-1 against this kind of a struggling Toronto side this season. I mean, they were the worst team in the MLS last year. This season, they're still kind of struggling, but they're doing better. We should be beating these guys, no problem. We're back at home as well. I'm not going to the game tomorrow physically. My tickets are $50. Like they're $50 a pop plus the parking. So like I'm literally going to be spending like $200 on that game or like 120. Man, $200 is exaggerating, right? Maybe like 100. Yeah, maybe let's just say 150. I'm spending like literally because $50 for two tickets, $50 each, so $100. Let's just say parking is like $40. 30, 40 bucks. I don't know how much parking is. 30, 40 bucks. Let's just say plus the fees that Ticketmaster gives you. That's easily going to like 180 bucks. I'm not spending $180 for a round of 32 against Toronto. I'm not doing that. I've been a season ticket member since 2020. I've already talked about this, but I'll briefly mention it. Like these types of games should be included in our package. These types of games, a round of 32 game should be included in our package. You get a lot more people to come out, and it's not so freaking ridiculously overpriced. Like that is insanely expensive. The cheapest tickets I think are $20 on Ticketmaster. I was gonna buy the cheapest tickets, but then even then it goes to like $80 with two tickets and parking, or you're still spending like $100. So it's like, dude, I gotta eat, man. I gotta eat. I can't be spending that. So yeah, that's why I'm not going to the game tomorrow. I'm gonna be watching it from the comfort of my home. Um, and yeah, but it is what it is. Elmer saying, I hate it. I hate to say it. 2-2. We lucked out last time with Bernadeschi. Really? You think we lucked out? I think Bernadeschi is very mid. He could be a great player on his day, but he can be threatening. He's obviously the most threatening player that they have on their team. I think is more threatening than Insigne, but I think we can get him on lock. I honestly think we can get him on lock. I really hope I don't eat my words. But if Insigne and Benedetti are on their game, they will be threatening up top. Like they will 100% be scoring 2 goals. So I'm hoping that's not the case. Like I'm trying to be a little bit optimistic, but it's not. Elma, your prediction is not even like an unrealistic prediction. We win at Benales. Oh my gosh, don't say that, bro. Please don't say that. Damn it, a normal league game was LA versus Miami. It was yeah, okay. Yeah, that's insane. You're just paying that LA tax. That's the LA and Miami tax that you're paying. That's insane. You think really? So nobody's messing with Gramachi. Everybody's starting Rojas over Gramachi. All right, fair play. I just didn't like how Rojas played last time out, so I thought he was gonna hit the bench one time. But hey, all right. No, I like your guys' predictions, both the scoring and for the starting 11. I appreciate your guys' thoughts and opinions. I'm gonna wrap it up here. I honestly didn't expect me to talk for an hour or so. I was like planning on like talking for only like 30, 40 minutes, but we're pushing 50 minutes. So that's good. I appreciate you guys for tuning in tonight on a Wednesday night. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch and participate in this live stream. Tomorrow night, if everything goes well, if it's not too late, I'll go live with a post game reaction. If not, then I will do my post game analysis the next day. So on Friday, we'll do it Friday night, or like Friday, yeah, like Friday early evening, Friday night, somewhere around there. But Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel if you are new here. I appreciate you guys for stopping by. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I will be posting updates throughout the game, just giving my thoughts and my opinions. If you guys want to follow me, I have Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, whatever. Um, Discord. If you guys want to join the Discord, that's also in the link in the description. Everything's gonna be in the link in the description. So yeah, but Miami, let's go for a win. AC Milan is saying 2-1. Hopefully that is the case. So yeah, have a great rest of your night, guys, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.